Hello everyone, my name is Ren. Let's go for part 4 overcoming transaction cost. I got 3 points at here. First, we should know what is the transaction cost. Economists like to think that the chunk, butter, and trend in Adam Smith's pricing is an ingrained element of human nature that it makes free trade the natural order of things. They even have coined a general term for different types of friction that prevent mutually beneficial trade or render it more difficult. Let's call the transaction cost. They achieve economic globalization by reducing transaction costs in international trade, and some are absolutely necessary in trading. For instance, security of life, medium of exchange, trust between two parties, property rights of the goods, and protections against third-party obstructions. Sometimes these requirements don't become a major issue for trading. For example, if you have two cookies and I have two glasses of lemonade, we can easily make a deal that will make both of us better. But people are worried that problems occur during a transactions process, which largely hinders the transaction and makes the transaction have a considerable transaction cost. That's the second point. The third point is that institutions come in three forms. The first of these generate cooperation through repeated interaction over time. On a promise of mutual benefit, they have mutual consents and gradually deepened trust. Second is trade can be supported through belief systems or ideologies. Third is establish third parties enforcement. It makes clear and extensive rules and more reliable enforcement. About trade and government, David Cameron argues that the difference in the size of the public sector between equally vast economies can be explained by the importance of trade to their economies. There is a stronger positive correlation between a country's share in international trade and the size of its government. This correlation is toward the social insurance motive. People demand compensation against risk when their economies are more exposed to international economic force, and the governments respond by building safety nets, either through social programs or through public employment. Finally, we get that if you want markets to expand, you need governments to do the same, and the markets and the states are complements in more ways than one. Globalization's love and hate relationship with the state. There is a huge difference between international trade and domestic economic transactions. If you and I are citizens of the same country, we operate under the same set of legal rules and benefit from public goods provided by the government. But if we are citizens of different countries, none of this is necessarily true. Taking into account the difference in culture and the distance between different countries, informal systems such as reciprocity and norms usually do not cost much cooperation. The market supporting institutions that do exist are local and change across nations. As a result, international trade and finance entail inherently higher transaction costs than domestic exchanges, and national rules inhibit globalization. For example, government imposed a tariff on trade or regulations that restrict international lending or borrowing. In addition, many domestic regulations and standards discourage cross-border transactions. Governments help reduce transactions costs within national boundaries, but they are a source of friction in trade between nations. And not all participants in a trade benefit equally. For example, the curry Indians get an incredible low price. That's the last part, globalization's conundrum. Globalization markets have a demanding per condition. Anything bigger, more wide-ranging, and ultimately sustainable requires a large cast of supporting institutions. The state is important to the function of the national market, and they are a major problem in establishing a global market. Their approach is the real source of the transaction cost that globalization must overcome. That is the central conundrum of the globalization. Can't do without states, can't do with them. That's our presentation. Thank you for your attention.